Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Quite a lot is happening in the political radar as we speak right now. Lawyers are no longer keeping calm. Things are going on in judiciary and they're literally calling out everyone, NJC, the CJN, as much as possible because of the critical situation that's going on in River State. And of course, an APC chieftain is beginning to review the secret plan of Wike. In fact, literally warning PDP to get ready and even revealing the sinister plan that awaits all of them. Now, before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Let's start with the plans Wike had that an APC chieftain exposed. Then, of course, we look at the dynamics that's playing out in the legislative, in the judiciary sector concerning the same matter. And according to the news, a prominent member of the All Progressive Congress (APC), that's SD Chukwuemeka, has urged the leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to abandon any attempt to reconcile with the former River State Governor Wike, as said. Eze claimed that Wike's current political moves are part of a larger plan to weaken the PDP. According to him, Wike's association with the ruling APC is not a mere alliance, but a deliberate strategy to harm his former party, and argued that Wike's actions are designed to make the PDP less effective in future elections, particularly in 2027. He suggested that the PDP leadership needs to take decisive action against Wike, and added that continuing to engage with Wike might indicate the PDP leadership's own complicity in the party's decline. Eze further accused the PDP of being in denial about the challenges it faces and argued that the party must focus on rebuilding itself rather than trying to bring back members who have moved on, warning that Wike's relationship with APC leaders, including President Bola Tinubu, poses a direct threat to the PDP survival. Finally, I quote him word for word: "I wish to counsel PDP leadership to stop deceiving itself and forget the idea of reconciling with Wike, because that is not the agenda given to him in order to be relevant in his marriage of convenience with APC. It is believed that Wike's path with Tinubu is to suffocate PDP to moribund status for Tinubu to have an easy sail in 2027, except the leadership of the party is complicit. If not, the PDP has to look inward and expel Wike from the party," he said. But the question now is, who will expel him? He seems to have a very strong, powerful hold on the party. Okay, let's quickly dive into what is going on in the judiciary. Well, according to one of the prominent senior advocates of Nigeria, a prominent lawyer, I'm talking about none other than Jibrin Samuel Okuntikpe, have decided to speak on the crucial role of the National Judicial Council (NJC) and of course the judiciary as a body, and of course the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee (LPDC) in restoring the integrity of the judiciary and the legal profession in Nigeria. Now, Okuntikpe San urged both bodies, which is the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee (LPDC) and National Judicial Council (NJC), to be guarded by the interests of the legal Nigerian society they were established to serve, represent, and also protect. Now, according to him, it is only the NJC and the LPDC that can restore the integrity of the judiciary and the legal profession in Nigeria, Okuntikpe San stated. In doing so, both bodies must be persuaded by the interests of the legal profession and the Nigerian society that the bodies were set up to serve, represent, and protect. The interest of the interest of the justice is cardinal. 2. Justice does not admit of impurity and impunity. So no, it doesn't. Okuntikpe highlighted the unique position of the legal profession and as the only profession with exclusive control over the judicial arm of government, with judges and legal practitioners serving as priests and ministers in the temple of justice. He emphasized that these finest officers of law and justice should be a light in the darkness, carrying away darkness from society. Now, commending the recent actions taken by the NJC against judicial officers found guilty of misconduct, Okutikpe's son questioned whether the punishment were sufficient to restore the much-needed sanity and integrity to the judiciary. NJC must make examples, he said. A judge who forges affidavit or any document to remain on the bench does not deserve to be retired. He or she deserves dismissal and followed up by criminal prosecution. Okutikpe's son also called for the removal of judges who issues reckless orders without regard to precedents set by Superior Court and urged that all chief judges and heads of court who cannot provide correct supervision to subordinate judicial officers should be shown the way out. Quoting his learned friend Tony Iredia, Esquire, Okutikpe's son emphasized the need for sincerity and clearer guidelines for the Federal High Court and State High Court to operate for the greater good of the nation. He warned that the current posture of counter orders by this court would sink the judiciary sooner than later. Okutikpe also stressed the role of the LPDC in disciplining lawyers who file frivolous processes and aid political actors in desecrating the streams of justice. He acknowledged the efforts of the LPDC, but emphasized that more needs to be done to address the corrosive damage caused by a few bad eggs in the legal profession, citing the concerns of Nigerian citizens who feel that legal practitioners and judicial officers are the root of the country's problems. Okutikpe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria's son, called for drastic measures to restore public confidence in the purity of the legal profession. The manner in which we have allowed bad eggs to thrive in the legal profession is corrosively damaging the entire image and prestige of the nobility of the legal profession, he said. Something drastic must be done to restore the confidence of the people in the purity of the legal profession. Only the leadership of the bar and the bench can do it. Well, to think that Wike himself is a life bencher, but let's say I place that because he actually mentioned two bodies, and those two bodies are very active. My colleague is in the house. We've heard what the chieftain of APC is saying concerning Wike and PDP, telling them, look, allow Wike to move on. He has moved on. Keeping him there means that you guys don't even want to compete favorably for 2027. He has a role he's playing. The alliance he's having with APC is to cripple PDP. It's giving them intel that they already have or they already perceive it is. Then, of course, Okutikpe is speaking strongly concerning the level of lackadaisical attitude and recklessness going on in the judiciary. What's your take, please?
Well, on this issue, I think that Wike's position has already been well defined. His stand as it has to do with People Democratic Party. He's not in to bring them back to power in 2027. We've already seen and heard the level of support he has given to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, and he knows to sustain his position as the FCT minister, he needs to, support the president and give him all it takes when it comes to the issue of election. The only thing that PDP, if they can do, is to make sure that all the bad eggs in PDP, because right now, if you look at what is going on in PDP, it's an in-house thing. And if it can be dealt with, make sure that all those connected to, saboteurs, all the saboteurs in the parties, from the National Working Committee to the leadership, make sure you hoist them out and bring in neutral persons who will stand to protect the interests of the party. Number one, we know that Omar Damagum, unfortunately, no matter what he will say, he's of little or no importance to them, to PDP, considering the fact that from October when he came on board till today, not even one upcycle election he's been able to get. Imagine PDP was in charge in Edo State, but despite all of that, he couldn't even get anything reasonable out of Edo State, and more like 4 upcycle elections have taken place. None has been won. So what's the need of giving as acting national chairman? Get a new person to take over the position, especially via election, and make sure that the person is one who will not tolerate any form of betrayal from any party members, because unfortunately what the leadership of APC really want is to see a situation whereby they control all the political parties via their saboteurs, because those saboteurs are there. They pretend to be part of the system or part of the party, but actually they're out to frustrate their own party. So I think that the People Democratic Party should wake up. At least this 28th of November is by the corner. Ensure you kick him out of that position. Bring in someone who is not loyal to Wike. Immediately you do that, and then there's hope for PDP come 2027. Then back to the issue of, our judiciary. I think one of the things that must be an issue of consideration is the judicial code of conduct, I think that is what should really define how the judges and the justices conduct themselves in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it seems as though everyone have its own interpretation for it. The one I could see was that 1.1 rule 1.1, whereby anything you do, you must also take into consideration how is the society looking at you. How can you be in attendance in virtually everything? How can you be getting some kind of support that is meant to come via the NJC, you're getting it via the executive? What do you expect? I mean, the level of impartiality expected of the judiciary has really been downplayed on, and this is not how it should be. So I feel that at this point, all of that should be taken into consideration.
All right, I guess